Echo, turn off fish tank lights.
Okay.
She nosed around with it for over half an hour and started to eat her guinea pig. We're just gonna watch. Oh, don't get shy on me now. So this is not the largest prey she's ever eaten. I've fed her double XL rats before. Don't do that too rarely. Those are ex-breeders. They're very fatty, and it's very hard for boas to digest a lot of fat. So I tend to stick with larges and extra larges with her. This is the equivalent of a large. What I usually do is make a big order on Rodent Pro or scour Craigslist for really good deals. I have a big deep freezer out back. I freeze all her food. She eats frozen thawed really well. And then on top of that, she's down to eating once every 2 weeks. Boas do grow for life, but she reaches sexual maturity at 3 years, which will be in about 7 months. And then every 2 weeks I pull one of her food items out. 99% of the time it is a rat. Thaw it, heat up the oven to 250 degrees, put it on a piece of foil and throw it in there for, let's see, this one I did for 8 minutes. Usually the large and XL rats I do for about 10 minutes. There she goes. I should have less than a minute left. I don't know if I have enough battery left to video this, but I'll just keep it running. She usually doesn't eat any of the wood chips, but if she does, it's not a big deal. And then she will continue to constrict and move that thing back into her stomach, which is not quite a third down her body. And this is the cool side of her cage. She'll probably go over to the warm side, which is where her water is over there, and digest for a while. We did have a hidey hole over there, but she just kept moving it around. So she'll go sit over there on the heat in the open, and then she'll come over here. Oh, that's lovely. Usually with the rat there's a giant tail sticking out right now. And she'll come back into her little hidey hole and take a big old nap. I won't pick her up for a good 24 hours. You don't want to disturb them for at least several hours after they've eaten, because snakes can regurgitate if they get stressed. And that chin is looking weird. She usually keeps working on that. And then has to do a couple big yawns to set her jaw back in place just right. Maybe she'll give us a big look down her throat. She's still a growing girl, so I call her my garbage disposal. if my pythons don't eat something, I can throw it into her and she'll usually eat it. But she's got a little baby boyfriend who gets anything smaller nowadays. That is a small rat or smaller. And it's getting there. And that's my husband watching Star Trek, which I will be doing shortly. The nice thing about this is I can see her trachea right now. Quite beautiful. Oh, she sees me. There's her trachea opening. That's how they keep breathing while they are swallowing all of this food. And when they close their mouths, that trachea kind of sits into a groove in the top of their mouth, and then that goes right through their sinuses and the nose. So they never have to hold their breath while they're swallowing this giant meal. As you can see, she does not have fangs. She's not poisonous. She does have rows of very sharp little teeth on the top of her mouth and on the bottom. She basically uses it to engage her food and move it back. She's just looking right at me. Huh. So she's still working that thing down. There we go. And she'll move her jaw around and yawn, and she'll be back to normal and move that big old lump down her body. That's my boa. And she's a little over 7 feet long now, and when I weighed her last about a month ago, she was 18 pounds. I don't want to stress her out too much, so just a quick look. And goodbye, Janeway.